Hello Patreon supporters, this is the uncut walk around for the Chipmunk. If you're not familiar with this, it's like a 5-part series, so check the description for links or look at the channel, but this is awesome stuff. So I just wanted to share this. It's essentially uncut. Obviously there's some camera cut points when James cut or pointed the camera at the floor, but otherwise this is pretty much the entire walk around, so enjoy.
So this has 2 sets of mag switches, okay? And they're both active, but I can override your switches with my switches. So if this is off and that's on, still off.
Got it.
Okay? So when we're checking mags, so they are off. Your front switches are off. If either switch is off, it's off.
Got
okay?
it.
That's the way it works. So we'll make sure they're off naturally for the walk around, make sure the master's off. Check, make sure you got at least 24 volts, which you do.
Yeah.
Master back off. Just to give you the deal on the mag, so when we're doing the test, right? When we're up on the run up, it's just one off, back on, one off, back on. Just like a key, but without the key.
Right.
Make sure your cockpit area is clear, nothing weird looming. Check your fire extinguisher, make sure the fire extinguisher's got the pin in it.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how I know, that's important. Yeah. We'll check the flap operation. Yeah, if you want to step a foot in there, it's fine.
I think I got it right. I can't reach that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's awkward to watch your camera.
Can I hit it?
No, you're right.
So pull the...
Yep, pull the flap lever all the way up. Oh!
I was going up.
Sorry.
You okay?
I'm good. I thought I did that.
No.
Okay,
That
good.
was him. He was...
No, it's all good. I'm totally fine. I just thought I did that. I was like, what? I did that just 5 minutes ago and it worked.
Okay, so are you trying to get the shot of me doing it?
Yeah, I was just like...
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and pull the flap handle. Make sure the flaps come all the way down.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to
Do
step
they-
down clean? You can leave them down for now.
Okay, I just want to check the middle setting. So it's like that, and it just locks where I leave it? Okay.
Yeah, it locks. You want to pull the handle past the locking point, because in the air there's going to be resistance on it, right?
Yeah.
So you pull it past,
And let it
then
click.
you wait till you feel it locked in, then you remove your hand, right? So don't step on the flaps, right?
No, yeah, I'm...
Yeah, you can step on it.
Okay, do you want to do that again so I can see the flaps moving?
All the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Like that?
Yeah, I'm
Leave
fine.
him here while I do some cockpit familiarization with you first.
Okay, so James.
Okay. Okay.
A mag off and the engine dies and you taxi all the way back to the hangar thinking, oh. And then you're, it's not working, and then somebody walks over and just goes, that kind of deal. Okay, so I usually start where I'm standing. So now I'm gonna walk around, okay? So check the knuckle, safety pins, all that stuff.
Yep.
Everything is fabric from the spar back, so we want to check for defects in the fabric, holes, anything like that. We can move the ailerons freely. So let's check the knuckle, safety pin. Same thing you're checking on anything else.
Yep.
You can see in here, bolt. Everything looks good. Come around, wing fairings secure. I usually grab the wing tips and just get them rattle. I don't want to hear anything.
Yep.
Weird. Come around. Brakes, okay. They're upgraded brakes. These are not original Chipmunk brakes. So we got disc brakes here.
They used to be drum?
I don't know what they actually used to be because I've only ever flown in with these, and they're very effective.
Okay.
They're a little too good, so keep that in mind. Okay, they work well. They're very gradual, but they do have. If you want them to be strong, they're very strong.
Okay.
So stick back when braking and all that logical stuff, right?
Yep.
Make sure we got no hydraulic leaks. Make sure we got pad on both sides. We're good there. Start on the right side of the engine. These are. I'll get you to do all this stuff.
Yeah. So I just want to feel it. So is that? Got to push
Go
it
back
in
to
lock
lock
it?
if you want.
Push
Pull it
it
out.
in?
Put your fingers through the.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, pull
it out.
Then
Now
twist.
flip it all the way around. That's not locked. Keep going.
So it,
Other way. Yeah. Turn it to clock or counterclockwise. There you go. That's locked. That's secure.
That's the way they are?
Yep. So now we'll unsecure them.
So I go this way.
Yeah. All the way around.
And then until the hole.
Clockwise until the hole. Yeah. This side of the engine here. I'm gonna get some lights on here. Make it a little bit.
I'm okay. I'm
The camera's
okay.
great,
We're gonna go to the other side, and
Yeah.
obviously.
So open it up.
And what do I do with it?
Okay. Let's put the latch in. So grab that. Pull that out of there. Through the hole. It's pretty dark without lighting. This side, you've got one mag, right? They're just slick mags, standard mags. The important stuff on this side is mostly the fuel pumps. So there's no electric boost pump, but there are 2 mechanical pumps. And they do have a pressure gauge inside, but you really have no indication as to whether one is working or both are working. The idea behind the manufacturing of it was, hey, probably not going to lose both, right?
Right.
So you're just checking hoses are tight, no obvious leakage, anything like that. This is where the oil cooling stuff comes through. This is the oil tank right here. There's linkage for throttle and carburetor and stuff. You're just checking to make sure nothing's hanging out, really. It's not too complicated. And it is an inverted 4-cylinder, okay? So this is actually the top of the crankcase. These are the cylinders down here.
How does that work with the oil system? Doesn't it want to dump oil into the head? So how do you deal with that?
It burns a lot of oil. It gets rid of a lot of oil. It doesn't say, I wouldn't say burns a lot of oil. It ejects a fair amount of oil. It's actually rated to burn up to 2 quarts an hour.
Wow, okay.
It doesn't quite go through that much. We're probably a little closer to 1 quart an hour. But you know, it is if you open this up and you don't see oil in there, there's something wrong with the airplane.
So where are we looking? Where are we seeing oil?
We'll get around the other side.
Okay, so I'm going to close
Well,
it.
and leave it open. We'll get the light to come through. We'll close it in a minute.
All right.
We're in front of the airplane now, so it's a good time to check the prop for defects.
And this is interesting because the leading edge is on the wrong side.
Or the right side. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so different, man. It's
I know.
funny.
It is different. We'll go ahead and open up this canopy or cowling here. Sorry. Yeah, they're a little snug. Same idea. Pull it all the way open. Just give it a pull.
It's not going to break anything.
You're not going to break anything. Throw the... There you go. All right, this side's a little more interesting. Okay, it doesn't have the cooling shroud on it. We've got all the plug wires, so you're checking to make sure nothing's dangling naturally. Carburation is all on this side. Another mag. Excuse me. The oil screen. It's not a filter. It's a screen. So if you want to, you can give this a couple turns to kind of clean off the screen.
Okay.
It stops. You'll feel it. Go ahead and turn it back the other way. Turn it counterclockwise
This way
until it
first?
stops. Yeah. Yeah. So pop open the oil.
I have no idea. Push?
Push. Yep. So there you go. Set that on the wing. Take that whole thing off. You need to take that away.
Sorry, guys.
Okay. Here is. Let me grab something out of the cockpit that I forgot earlier. It's
A rag?
Yeah. There's a little kit. So it's in a pocket right here.
On my side?
Yeah. You can. No, I come up on this side. So you have your rag, which you're going to need. Your dipstick, which is really just an indication of 7 or 10 gallons, and then somewhere in between.
Yeah.
And your fuel strainer.
Yeah.
So give you that rag to pull the oil out. You're going to want to wipe that stick clean because I want to show you the low and high water.
God.
Yeah.
Okay, so take it out just quickly and then or wipe it right here?
Wipe it because I want you to see the whole stick here. Pull the stick out.
Yeah.
So what you have is very faint markings for kind of like a high and low water mark. So this is the low water mark. Okay.
Yeah.
Really, the high water mark. I don't even know.
Not
If
on B&M. That's the. Just has to be there.
yeah.
CYR has the high and the low. This is just if it's there or nearby. It's
Yeah. So basically, if you see this mark exposed, you need to add a quart. You don't want to ever bring it anywhere near full. Anywhere near full, and it is going to just eject oil all over the place.
Okay.
So just basically, if you see it's significantly below that mark, throw a quart in it.
So I'll dip it back in and see where it's at?
Yeah, it should be good. I think I checked it earlier.
I'll hook right in and close it,
Yeah,
right? Because
yeah.
that's the only way to get...
Yeah, you're not going to see that mark.
It's just right about there.
Yeah, you're good.
Let me get a close up there, sorry guys.
So you're just kind of on the mark. We got a flight in it before. I'd probably throw a quart in it next flight.
Okay, got it.
Sorry guys.
Rotate it.
Oh, yeah, that's it. There it is. Thank you.
Okay,
Good,
bring
good.
it back.
Yeah.
I don't ever pull the stick out because you get that handful of oil. You
So
just
you just
kind of
look
back
at
it out and then look, right?
Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah, CYR's got what we call the long throw dipstick, and it goes like it's like unusually long. Like you'd never want to ever be near the bottom of it.
Okay. That's it? This is locked in?
Yeah,
closed?
now you got to
Okay.
throw
Did I
the.
get that right? Just make sure.
Yep, you're good.
And then this thing goes back on this way.
Yep. Slide it through all the way back, and then you push this down all the way, plate flat, and then close that with your fingers. Now you'll feel that click in. You'll find that gloves are pretty handy when you're working with these. The other thing that tends to happen with the Chipmunk is it's not uncommon for it to get cracked exhaust or loose exhaust, so always grab this, give it a shake, and that's what it should feel like, secure.
Super tight, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, it's not super tight, but it's secure.
Well, I feel
You'll
like
you'll
it's-
know, you'll see play if there's a crack or anything like that.
Right.
You can also see how the cabin heat works. So there's the front inlet here.
Yeah.
Through the exhaust shroud, you can see the hose running back into and then the little wastegate for it.
Okay, yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Again, you're looking to make sure all your wires and linkages, nothing dangling, anything unusual. This looks very status quo. You want to leave this open, or do you want to close it? You can close it up now, and we'll continue the walk around.
What do you normally do?
Close it.
Yeah. So
I'm just wondering if you wanted to get video of it.
Yeah, I guess get some B-roll of this moment.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
It's pretty awesome, like that.
Okay guys, so just
I feel
go
like-
stand over there and I'll less shadow for me.
What about that? 'Cause I feel
It's like a radio, so you want to put
Because it's upside down.
We'll get that on camera here in a
Yeah.
sec. Should I get rid of this now, or I keep it?
Keep.
So would we pull it through now?
The Macklin trainer is nicer to do that.
Are we gonna pull it through now?
Yeah, we can do that now. We can actually we'll probably do it outside. I usually do it right before starts.
Okay.
So we're gonna close it up now?
Yeah, but just to comment on that whole thing, since it's an inverted four, right? And yes, it's a total dry sump system, but after it shuts down, there's a lot of oil in the system that needs to drain back. One of the things you're going to notice when you start flying it, once you get back and the engine's hot, the oil's going to seem unusually low. Like you'll check the stick and it'll be down a good inch. So when it's hot, you subtract an inch from your value. Like if you opened it and saw it was at the low water mark after running, that's a lot of oil in there.
Okay.
And because it's an inverted engine, you can have that same problem with hydraulic lock of oil getting into the cylinders, and that's why we always pull it through four blades, not 4 complete turns. 1 compression stroke per blade. So you just check to make sure all 4 cylinders are free before you put the starter to it, right?
Got it.
Just like a radial where you've got the bottom cylinder, except it's worse than a radial really, because only half of the radial cylinders are actually going to be in that hydraulic lock scenario.
Resolve them potentially.
Yeah, this is the whole thing. You look at it and you realize this is the only way they could make this thing, because if you flipped it around, the prop would be like right on the ground, or the engine would be right in your face if you flipped it that way.
Right.
So it makes a lot of, you look at it and you go, this is crazy, but when you figure the layout, look how slick it is.
Yeah.
It fits in
Based
there.
on a tractor.
Based-
It is a tractor engine.
Based on tractor.
It was the original. I'm pretty sure this is accurate. The original Gypsy design is in 1928.
Wow, that engine.
Yeah, this is the Gypsy Major. It's like later revisions of it, but the original design, like pretty much that engine was 1928.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll continue with the rest of this walk around, and then we'll do fuel dipping after.
Should I close it
Yeah,
now?
go ahead and close it up.
And this thing folds forward or back?
So just back. So go back to the little zip tie latch.
Clips.
Perfect. Bring it down.
What's that? Oh, it's the thing. I gotta find these things, get them through, and then pull them
Clockwise.
out.
Well, you can do it that way. I always come all the way around.
Yeah, probably better do it the right way. Okay.
Yeah.
Go all the way around. There you go.
Yep, do the other side.
Okay.
We'll do the fuel right after that.
Okay.
This is a much prettier. And you can do it in here without whipping it. Yeah. Okay. Let's check. Let's talk about fuel. The tanks hold 14 seconds.
Sorry, can you start that again?
Again, the tanks hold 14 imperial gallons a side, and the gauges are not really trustworthy because they do tend to stick occasionally. Just like any airplane, like never really trust your gauges. So pull the cap off, counterclockwise, give it a dip. Let's see how, it's a rubber bladder tank, so you remember don't bash into it.
Got it.
So you are pretty much, this is not lying to you.
Okay,
yeah. It reads 2 higher on the ground throughout the entire range.
Too high or up?
2 higher, 2 more
2
gallons
higher
than you
gallons.
actually have.
Okay, yeah.
We'll drain the tank. There's 1 drain underneath.
Right here?
Yeah, you see it.
So just like that?
Yeah, just push up like any other airplane. Get a little.
I'm just used to going
That's
in
enough, yeah.
this.
Now we'll inspect the fuel. Important to check the fuel in these because if they're left outside for any reason, which is atypical for us, but occasionally we have events in the hangar and
Yeah.
it rains, they do take on water a little bit.
Hold on, Steve.
So I see a lot of dirt in there, but I guess that's just.
Oh, that's clean actually. And there's no, I don't see any dirt in there. Oh, that might have already been in the can.
Yeah.
It's the cup. You have a screen, so you can pour that back in.
So pour it back in this way?
Yeah. Just make sure you're using the filter screen.
Yeah.
That did not come out of the tank.
The dirt. Yeah.
It doesn't come out of the container, right?
Right.
We'll check the other side. So we've got 10 gallons on this side,
Okay, we like
which is
that.
more than an hour. It burns about 7 imperial an hour.
Okay. So being a rubber bladder tank,
Yeah.
and it's 60 years old, more than that?
Yeah, it's not the original bladder.
Not the original. Okay, so how often do you guys change them?
They're not like a 5-year item. They're good for quite a while, but they
Okay.
do get serviced. I mean, that is something, and you got to be delicate with it, right? When you're installing it, especially because it's surrounded by steel.
Yeah.
And when I see people, jam a dipstick in there.
I did that.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So what did you get? Did you even look at the fuel?
I had 10.
10? All right. So you'll see what I mean up here when you come back up. This has actually got the original markings in this gauge. See the inner ring just faintly? See how it says 12 where there's a 14 or 10 where there's a 12? That's the ground indicators.
Got 3-point versus level flight.
Yeah.
It makes sense that the big ones are big because you're going to look at them further away.
Yeah, you're going to be looking out onto the wing for your fuel.
So I like that. So the small ones are the ones you're going to look at right here, which is the 3-point indicator.
Yeah.
Yeah. And should we dip it again since now I'm doing it myself?
Yeah, that's fine. You're very close to 10 because that's about 11 on the stick to go all the way up. So yeah, you're about right. The 7 way down there. So
Okay.
we've got hours worth of fuel here. We got our second tank taken care of. Let's check our brake, tire. Everything looks good. We got pad. We got no leaks, hydraulic leaks. Leading edge is looking clear. No dents, no bends.
Okay.
Same thing. Ailerons. Checking all the bolt points for locks and
And this wear is that's just from
on the bottom. Oh, where are you looking at? Where? Oh, that's just fabric wear, like very light, not brand new. Make sure our knuckle is nice. Knuckle lock washer in there.
Do you check it for play?
Yeah, I usually do. Just kind of grab it and wiggle. You'll feel it in the cockpit. It's a super tight airplane. Like you should never feel weird dead zone or anything like that. That's okay. We're on the other flap now. Everything looks good there. The tail section, just like any monocoque airplane, I would check it. Lift it up. Did it get bent? Is there something? We'll go through the pushing part after we get the tow bar about how to push it properly as to not bend the skin.
Gotcha.
Tail, I always grab them and just put your hand on it and just kind of lift up and down, make sure it feels really snug.
Yeah, it does. Super solid.
Yeah. This is again all fabric, very light. Pick up the elevator. You can do full. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, super light.
Give it full throw, both directions. Feels good. Smooth travel.
Yeah,
not hearing any creaky wires or anything.
Steve, do that again, please. Hold on. And wait. Sorry, guys. And go.
Lift it all the way up. Bring it all the way back down. All you're really listening for is creaky wires or feeling anything strange inside. This is your trim tab. It's secure. You know, that's nice and solid. Wires tight. Everything's good. Same thing with this. Move it in full deflection. You never have to worry, but they're so light you can move them in full deflection.
Because it feels weird to grab the trailing edge, but you're right, it's so light.
There's nothing, there should be no resistance on that.
You get in trouble on some airplanes that try to
Yeah, you shouldn't, there's a lot of airplanes that you don't want to
grab the trailing
to
edge.
grab surfaces and move them in full deflection, but this is like literally baby pressure like on there. Feels good, everything's nice and secure. Bird shit, unfortunately. That's not holes, that's just bird shit.
All right, gotcha.
Just bird shit. Now, while you're back here, and again, grab that other side, give it a pull.
Right here, yeah.
Make sure she's nice and snug.
Yeah.
I bring myself back here, just look at the airframe. The airframe looks straight.
Another thing I noticed was this looks a little wonky.
This is all just fairing. This is non-structural cosmetic fairing for slipstream. Like anything you see there, it's actually way worse than the other airplane. Like that's just aluminum that's been removed for every annual and put back on for like 60 years.
And that's why it looks like.
That's why it looks like that.
Can you, sorry, can you do the line again where you're talking about you look down the line of the airplane?
Yeah, I just looked down the center line of the airplane just to make sure everything looks straight and uniform, and you're not seeing anything that looks, makes you want to cock your head and go, that doesn't look right.
Right.
And when we go to the front, I'll show you another thing that I do on anything that's made of fabric.
Okay.
So this is looking good. Everything is fine. The airplane is airworthy at this point. There's one final thing I like to do. Just come all the way to the front and just get down and look for holes in fabric.
Holes on the bottom?
Yeah, because it's fabric on the bottom, right?
Yeah.
You've also got inspection plates on the bottom.
Is that where, I guess that's where the weight is pushing on it, where the pressure is? That why you think a hole would be on the bottom? Or
A hole could be anywhere in fabric.
the fact that, yeah, you would have seen it.
You wouldn't have seen it.
Got it.
And all the inspection plates for the wing are on the bottom, and they do occasionally come off.
Right.
So we're making sure that we don't have any holes in the airplane. That's pretty much it.
Cool. It's awesome. Looking at it from here, it really feels like a Spitfire.
If you
really
ignored
see
the goofy canopy, it is a Spitfire.
Well, yeah, the scale of it, obviously.
You could
is-
put like small BB guns on it.
Yeah. That is so cool.
So,
Alright,
yeah,
so we're
so
pull it out.
let's take the dipstick and our string here. I'll show you the secret chipmunk roll and roll in place. There's zero interior storage in this